Go, Jennifer, go.
Rah, rah, ree. Kick him in the knee.
No.
Rah, rah, rah.
Kick him in the other knee.
Kick him in the other knee.
That was funny.
A classic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to sit here and do the damn things. And
Oh, I just kicked a cat out. All right. I think I am going to sit down tonight. I'll try it when I'm stamping. Hello, Bonnie. Welcome. Hello from Maryland.
woohoo!
I know. Hello, hello. As you tune on tonight, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, just give me a little hello in the comments to let me know you're here. Hello, Candy. Nice to see you again. Candy and I hung out last night for the Crafty Clean Along and got some things done. All right. So welcome to Tuesday Night Live with One Crafty Sister. My name is Jennifer Hill and I am the One Crafty Sister. If you're new to my channel and you haven't met me before, welcome. I'm always happy to have new crafty friends to share my Tuesday nights with. And if it is your first time, join me. I'm here almost every Tuesday night. There's a few times that I'm not here. Like last week I was on vacation. And next week, I'm going to be at Stampin' Up! Backstage, which is a leadership event in Las Vegas. So I won't be live next Tuesday, but I've been trying to decide if I should try to get one of my team members to go live on my page for me. So we'll see if we can make something. I don't know. I don't even know how to do that. Maybe I'll just tune in live from backstage. I don't even know what I'm doing Tuesday night on the agenda. I should probably look at that, but I don't like to look at things until I absolutely have to. That's how I travel. So welcome to Tuesday Night Live. Hello, Melissa. Nice to see you. I'm going to share two what I call fancy Christmas cards tonight with you. And fancy doesn't need to be misconstrued. They're not difficult. But there may be like cards that you wouldn't do like 100 of them and send them out, but maybe you need some special cards for people around you that you're going to see over the holidays. They are definitely mailable, but they're just a little bit more time consuming than what you would probably make a whole bunch with. But I think they're really pretty. One is traditional and one is non-traditional. So I'm looking forward to sharing those with you tonight. And then I just wanted to share a few things that are happening right now. Number one, did you guys get your Advent countdown to Christmas? Did you get this? Did you see this? So this is still available, okay? And it is super beautiful. And in each one of these boxes is a fun item for you to pull out, as well as there's an exclusive stamp set that goes along with this. And I knocked some projects down here. And I, together with a few of my friends, put together a tutorial of 12 awesome projects featuring the product in that. So what we did is the person who started with number one used what was available on day one with a few things from their craft collection in their craft room. On day two, I was day two. I used what was in the countdown kit for day 1 and 2. Yes, Melissa, 12 days Advent. It's awesome. The product in there is super awesome and it's exclusive. And you may have seen some people show some things. I think it's more fun to be surprised. I really like it. But my friends and I made 12 awesome projects. You can see here just some little sneak peeks. Okay. And for those of you who purchase the Advent calendar countdown to Christmas through me as your demonstrator, you will get these tutorials for free. So they are already, they're being emailed out immediately. So, or, within reason, within 24 hours of placing an online order for one. It's also available for just $25. If maybe you're a demonstrator and you already bought it, or you bought the kit from someone else, then you can purchase just the tutorial of the 12 projects. There are 27 pages of a PDF, color PDF. Look at all those pretty sneak peeks there. 27 pages of a color PDF that is available to you. Hi, Miss Connie. So you can find the link in the video description to sign up or register for that tutorial. It's $25 for the 27-page PDF, and you will love it because all the projects are awesome. I can promise you that. So I wanted to share that with you. I also wanted to share with you that we have some new online exclusives that just launched today. And I wanted to share, I didn't get a whole lot because I haven't had time to really look at it, but I have a couple things that I just really, really love. Number one, where is that punch? Did I already put it up? I already put it up. We have a new bundle that is called Banner Sayings. This is our new packaging, Banner Sayings, and I love these sentiments. They are kind of like all-time essential good sentiments for you to have, so really versatile. I really like the Consider Yourself Hugged. Perfect for handmade cards, right? Hi, 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 Debbie. And the cool thing is there is this awesome banner punch. I love this banner punch. So the two of them come together for $38.50. These are a bundle, or you can get just the stamp set for $17 or the punch for $26. But when you get them together, you get a 10% discount. So super awesome deal. So this is one of the new products that just launched today. Banner Sayings bundle. I love it. There's so many cool things you can do with this punch, not just using it for sentiments. A really cool background stamp. Check this out, Lasting Linen. So you can kind of make any color linen that you want with this really cool stamp set or stamp. It's just a single stamp. So it is a large photopolymer background stamp. I have not even used it yet because I just got home from vacation and haven't had a chance to. But I'm looking forward to using that on a bunch of different things. And then the other thing that I got, like I said, I have not had much time and I didn't get a whole bunch, but you guys know that I'm a cat girl, right? I'm not a crazy cat lady, but I am a crazy lady who loves cats. So there is this new bundle called On Display. Look at this. It is so cute. So look at this. That's the dies. Look at the stamp set. There's this cute cat down here in the bottom. Cue the cat. Cue the cat, Maple. And so it has this cute bookcase in the dies. Look at this cute bookcase. And you can set things on all the little shelves. So there are plants, there are books, there are bird cages, vases, the cat, all kind of different containers and things. So super cute. I can't wait to start playing with this because it is so fun. I have seen a few samples already. Oh, Candy, you didn't see that linen background stamp? It's called Lasting Linen. It's $23 in the US. Yep. Add that to your list. So those are some fun things with new product. We also had 2 new kits launched today. So before we start stamping, I just want to show you. I think it'll be easier to just turn my camera down. The first one is called the Everyday Beauty Kit. So let me give you a little bit better view. It is a beautiful botanical blue with blues and kind of light blues and maybe some, I see a little bit of pink here and maybe some basic beige. This includes some wax seal stickers. Look at those. So I believe they are slightly three-dimensional, like a wax seal. They do look slightly three-dimensional on the picture, but I don't have one in hand yet. I think this card kit makes 8 cards, 4 of the 2 designs, and it has beautiful envelopes, and it is $25. It is a stamping kit, so you're going to get a stamp set, an ink spot, and everything else you need to make this beautiful kit. Those wax seals are awesome, aren't they? I can't wait to get this kit in. It's really pretty. Okay. The other kit is a non-stamping kit, but it's super fun. It's called the Adventure Awaits kit, and it has these cool kind of retro feel colors and images with this convertible and this truck. And then I love, like, these are kind of like, I mean, they're very retro, these kind of geometric designs and stuff. So this is a $14 kit here in the US. So super duper economical type of kit and absolutely adorable. So those are 2 of our new kits. So if you want to see those, you can go over to my online store and go to what's new, or you can just go to the kit collection page and you can see more details about this and any other kits that we currently have available. And we have a lot of kits available right now. So some of our Christmas kits are currently unavailable because they sold so well, but just a little reminder, it's the time of year to buy kits as gifts. They make excellent gifts. So even though you might be looking for a kit for yourself to say craft right now, and then you're like, oh, but I really wanted that one Christmas truck card kit and they don't have that. Well, consider looking at all the other ones that are perfect for all the other times of the year and giving a kit as a Christmas gift, because they do make excellent, excellent Christmas gifts. Or birthday gifts. My birthday's in January. You can send one to me. Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh, yes. My sister Debbie, who is right here. Debbie, say hi. She's like, my birthday is in October next year because she already had it. Better late than never. Yeah. She said she always will celebrate. Anyway, so those are some things that are going on. So remember, I have lots of links down in the video description that you can check out all the kind of new things that are happening and going on right now. If you're local, not this weekend, but next weekend on the 15th, November 15th, I have the Great Christmas Craft-In. It's a fun day of crafting from 10 a.m. to 4 in the afternoon, I think. It is what I would call a stamp camp. We will be making 10 projects that day. You're going to get lunch, and we are going to have an amazing time. We're going to listen to Christmas music. It's going to be really festive, and I would love for you to come. So if you haven't registered, just click the link below for the Great Christmas Craft-In. And then it's also available shipped to you to go. So if you don't live here and you really want to participate in that, but you can't, feel free to register for it to have it shipped to you. The money that we use for your lunch will be converted to your shipping. So it costs the same, but it gets shipped to you. That does include your shipping. Okay. How about I stop talking and do some crafting? I think that sounds like a good plan. Okay, I have 2 cards for you tonight. And I wanted to show you, if you go to, I took a picture on my phone, but it's on my phone. And do I have a mini catalog right here? I should, but I don't. Julie, the wipes are here now. I couldn't find them. So on page 24 of the mini catalog, there is a card that looks similar to this, using the beautiful Christmas greenery and traditional labels stamp sets. Okay, so I love, this is kind of like a mega sweet where you have two bundles that kind of coordinate together, or you don't have to use them together, but one has these beautiful florals and one has these awesome sentiments, and they have dies to go along with them. I loved the card. It was more white, was on a white base, and I like to make it a little bit more traditional. So I'm going to show you how I made this card tonight. And what I love about this stamp set is how easy it is to color in all the pieces that are on the stamps, okay? Because you just use these different stamps to color in the pieces, so you don't have to color with markers or anything like that. So I have a cherry cobbler card base, and I have a piece of basic white to do some stamping, and I also have a strip of mossy meadow that I'm going to use to stamp the sentiment. I think in the catalog it used a strip of the paper that coordinates with this stamp set, but it's currently out of stock. So this, if I can remember the name of it, I didn't write it down. This is gilded. It is, what is this called? It's this paper. It has several different colors that are in it. I actually, for right now, cannot remember for the life of me what it is, but I'm using a piece of this with the gold. Melissa, you probably know what it is. You're my team member who always knows everything. Everything that I can't remember, Melissa knows. Just a little strip, okay? It's going to go in the back here. And let's go ahead and do some stamping, and we will have some embossing to do, but we'll get our stamping done first. Julie, yes. May I steal my black ink pad? Oh, did you have it, or did I give it to you? Oh, I thought I gave it to you. Oh, it's over here. Imagine that. I'm accusing Julie of stealing the ink pad that I have right here. So we're going to start out with this beautiful line art floral image. This is the one we're going to stamp with first. And because it's photopolymer, I'm going to pull out my mat so that I can stamp and get a good image. So I'm going to ink that up in Tuxedo Black. If I can, seems so close. There we go. That's a little better. Ink this up in Tuxedo Black and stamp it in the center of this piece. We're going to cut it out with a coordinating die. So there is that beautiful image. It's so pretty, just like that. I could see it being really pretty in a monochromatic card. So now we have these really cool stamps that color in the bow, that color in the flowers, and that also color in the leaves, and one more, the evergreen sprigs. So there is a single stamp. Yes, that is my, Melissa, my faux memento pad. So I show this, I try to show this off anytime I have this, but if you love your Tuxedo Black but want to get a smoother image when you stamp, purchase the white Craft ink uninked ink pad and a refill of the Tuxedo Black ink, and refill it here, and you get a traditional foam ink pad with your memento. I love it. Melissa, my team member, is the one who taught me about it, and I can't believe I didn't think of it before. And she did say, thank you, Melissa, that in the comments, that the paper that I'm using, this beautiful paper, is the Season of Elegance 12 by 12 Specialty DSP. Okay, Let me put these on. I'm going to kind of put these on a couple little blocks. And we are going to do some stamping. Now you will want to have a piece or something of some scrap paper. So I just have a piece of grid paper laying right here that I'm going to pull over to do some stamping off on, because I really want a nice light look to this. So we're going to start with the flowers, and I'm going to stamp the flowers in Petal Pink. And so for each one, I'm going to ink up the flower. I'm going to stamp it off, and then I'm just going to go right over that flower and stamp. Stamp off, go right over the flower and stamp. And it's pretty forgiving, but it's pretty easy to line up as well. Okay, so there's my 3 flowers. So we're done with that color. We're going to move on to the bow. And I'm stamping off all the colors on here because I wanted it to be soft and subtle, as well as I'm pretty sure that is how they did it on the Stampin' Up! Card on page 24 of the mini catalog. And if I had a catalog here, I would show you, but for some reason I don't. Okay, so now we're going to move on to some Mossy Meadow and the greenery pieces. So we'll start with the leaves. And again, we're going to ink stamp off and then stamp that. Okay. And then we're going to use the little evergreen branch and do the same thing again. Stamp off and then stamp. So look how pretty of a bouquet that makes. And you didn't have to take ages coloring it. It's pretty simple to color. Let me clean these off real quick. And we'll move on. I do have a sentiment that I need to heat emboss. My favorite ink technique ever. What addicted me to card making was heat embossing. So I have a piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock. I'm going to just use my embossing buddy on it, and we are going to use the 'Tis the Season from the traditional labels. 'Tis the Season. Yes. For those of you that, this is the card that I'm casing from the catalog. Oops, where'd it go? Julie just handed me her phone. You can see, so they used Old Olive and a white base, but this is a great way to, this is just a great way to get ideas for cards, is to use what the amazing designers for Stampin' Up! Have already created in the catalog. Thanks, Julie. And again, if you have your catalog, it's on page 24. I do remember that because I looked it up. All right, so I have Versamark, a very old and well-loved Versamark pad. Going to stamp my sentiment. Right in the middle, and we're going to cover it with some gold embossing powder. Depending on what type of container, if you ever want like these little demi-tasse spoons, you can get these at the Dollar Tree in a pack of like 12 for $1.25. Maybe it might be $1.50 or $1.75 now, the way things have been going at the Dollar Tree. But when I got them years ago, they were $1.25. So I'm going to take, and there goes Maple. She's like, I don't like that noise. Neither of the cats like the heat tool. We're going to emboss it, heat it up with the heat tool until it turns shiny. If you don't want to burn your hands, you use tweezers, like you should. Okay. Just before I went live tonight, I was trying to get set up over here and I knocked my heat tool off. It hits the ground, it turns on. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's like the Bad News Bears in here sometimes. Okay, so I have my 'Tis the Season. Now, I know you guys have seen, I have held on to this banner punch for years because I love to just get a straight, nice flagged end. And so if you have this, I encourage you to use it. If not, you can do this with scissors as well. Okay. I held on to this for all these years just for that because I love it. But you can totally do that with, I'll show you, because I have another piece. If you do not have a handy dandy punch like that, the way I would do it is I would cut up the middle with your snips, okay? And then I go to one side and I trim one side and then I turn it over and trim the other. And I still get a pretty good and even flagged end, okay? If you want it like a little more pointy, I like it less pointy, but if you want it more pointy, cut further down and then start up higher, doing the same thing. And then you can have it a little more pointy like that if you like it a little more pointy. I like it a little less pointy. That's why I like this punch, because it's a little less pointy. Okay, so we have this, we have this. Now we need to cut this out with the coordinating die, which, do I have it here? Do I have it out? It is called Christmas Greenery. Well, where is it? It's in, no, it's not here. I don't know where it's at. Hold, please. Where did I put it? Well, in the meantime, I'm going to ask Julie to help me look for it while I emboss a layer. It's called Christmas Greenery dies, and it has greenery in it. I don't know where it's at. Oh, it's right here. Christmas Greenery. Huh. Found it. It was just right next to me. Okay. So there is also this beautiful bow die, and if you don't like to tie bows but want a really cute bow, this makes an adorable bow. All right, but let's go ahead and make some noise. We're going to go ahead and cut this out. And then we are going to dry emboss one of our layers. So we're going to take this, use a little bit of some tape.
Bye.
Good night, Julie. Thank you. Tape that down. Pick up the plates that you threw on the floor and run this through. So we have that piece beautifully cut out. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take a piece of basic white cardstock and we are going to emboss it using the traditional wreath 3D embossing folder. Now this is such a pretty wreath and you do not have to use the whole thing. So we are not. We are going to use the center and we're going to end up covering up the opening here, but we're going to have all this beautiful detail. So we're going to take all of our layers off except the main base plate. And because it's a 3D plate, we're going to add plate number 4, the specialty plate there. And go ahead and roll that through. I hear a clover meowing like she's locked in somewhere. Hold on just a second. Where is she?
I don't know.
Oh, so sometimes our girls cry like we left them. We just did leave them for a whole week, and I think they missed us. So I have this beautiful layer here with that traditional wreath. Can you see all that pretty detail? I wanted a little more detail on it. So what I am going to do is I have one of my cherry cobbler Stampin' Blends. I'm going to cover up. I probably should be using a bigger piece. And this is a Stampin' Blend that I really need to replace, but let's see. It's still good for this job. Okay. So I have given it some speckling with my Stampin' Blend. And your Stampin' Blends, I do consider them a consumable. They don't last for forever. And some of mine get used in classes, so they get kind of really torn up at my in-person classes sometimes. So we are going to take a cherry cobbler card base. You guys, I have to tell you, I worked out last night and worked out my arms really hard and did some things that were a little bit harder for me and heavier weights, and my arms hurt so bad. I'm having a hard time crafting tonight, for real. I just wanted to tell you, especially this shoulder and the backs of my arms. Oh my God, they're so sore. And I'm not whining, but I just had to tell you that if I do things slow or something tonight, it's because my arms are really hurting. Okay, back to crafting. So this layer is going to go on our card front like so. So I'm going to use my liquid glue. And all that, when I twist in things, like it's things like that that are making my shoulder hurt today. Okay, so we have our layer there. Next, we're going to go ahead and adhere these two pieces together. So a piece of basic white and a layer, a mat of Mossy Meadow. I'm going to adhere this. Let me just peeks out just a tiny bit. We're going to add this. Actually, I'm not sure exactly where I want that yet, so let me get the rest of my piece together first. So we're going to pop this die cut image up on dimensionals down to the bottom. So if there are any demonstrators watching tonight that are going to be at backstage in Vegas, let me know. Are you going to be there? I'm excited to be there. You know, we have hi Clover. We have 2 corporate kind of events a year. I guess 3 if you include the incentive trip. So we have our on stage, which is our kind of all demonstrator event. We have backstage, which is leadership event, and that's what is this weekend. So you have to be a certain level of leader in order to be able to go. And I am just excited to see my friends and such. So, okay, so we have that. I am going to adhere the sentiment over the top. And what I'm going to do is just put dimensionals behind. It's going to go right over the flower, but I'm just going to put a couple dimensionals like right here. Oh, thank you, Linda. It is, I'm just paying the price today. My arms are really sore. I need to move that one out a little more. Linda, did you have a good time going to the Night Owl? Okay. Just gonna put this, y'all, Clover is just watching away. She's like, what are you doing? Let me watch what you're doing. So there's that. I wanted to wait to put this on because I really want this in a specific spot. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of lay it there. Kind of use that. I'm trying to remember how I put it on there. I'm so glad you guys had a good time. Pretty sure that will work for where I want it. Yep. Do you see this little girl here? All focused on what I'm doing. She's so sweet, but she is just watching each thing I put down. She's like, what is that? What are you doing with that? Okay. Yeah, I just can't move as fast tonight. And maybe I'm not always the fastest crafter either. So, all right. So this is going to go right down here. And then we need some bling on there because we need some bling. So I have these Druzy adhesive backed embellishments, super sparkly. I love them. So I have some here that we're going to use on here. I take your pick tool out. These are just great to add like a little bit of beautiful bling. And normally I would do 3, but on this, I'm kind of okay with it because I'm set like 1 on each side. So I'm going to leave it at 2 instead of 3. And so that is that card. You can obviously fancy up the inside of it, give it some of this paper on the inside. I'm going to move on to our next card tonight, but I just love the softness of these flowers. And you'll see like it will continue to lighten a little bit as it dries. I mean, this was done with the same ink pad, and you can see this is a little bit lighter. So anyway, that is card number 1, and I just love all the texture but it still feels dainty, and I like that. I do. All right, let's move on to the next card, which is super fun. So this is like a classy look, little traditional, but still unique. Like you don't always see flowers like this on a Christmas card, right? So our next card is going to feature maybe some colors that you don't normally use in your Christmas cards, maybe. Okay. So I'm going to be using some Melon Mambo ink. How is that, Clover? Does that suit you? Does that meet your expectations? And I have a silver gel pen. So any gel pen will work, but I needed a silver gel pen for some little added stuff. So I don't think I'm going to show you the card. I think I'm just going to start making it. So I have a real red card base here. And I have a few different things that you would need. I am still loving and continuing to use these branching out dies. I love any kind of shapes that you can layer, or that we have all these different sizes for. And there's so many things you can do with them. These make great bag toppers for the holidays. You can take these, cut one out of designer series paper, fold it in half, and it makes a very perfect little bag topper. You don't have to use the whole die. You can use just a piece of it, like half of it this way or half of it this way. Lots of ways that you can use these. Today, we are going to use a couple of them. So we have a couple cut in basic white, and this is the second largest die. And then we have the second to the smallest die in pretty and pink. And we also have it in this beautiful silver paper. I feel like this paper is maybe a little bit of a sleeper in the catalog. It's called Flower Garden Foils, 12 by 12. So you have these beautiful foils in each silver, pretty in pink, and then also real red. So look at these 3. So you have one floral and this one kind of basket weave look to it. Super pretty. You want to check it out, Clover? Okay. Which one do you like better, the pink or the silver? Pink, silver. So it's just really pretty. So we're going to use a piece of it on this card tonight. And so I have it here, and I'm going to actually cut it in half. So this is 2 1/8. So I'm just going to kind of cut it at 1 1/16. It doesn't matter if it's exact because we're really only using the outer edges. Okay. Where are you going, Clover? Are you trying to get on this chair? Let me move the paper trimmer for you. All right, let's put this paper up real quick, back in its home. Okay. Better there than on my desk and in the way. All right, so these 2 pieces are going to be attached to the back here. And we're going to use them just to kind of mat two sides. So I'm going to take, actually, I'm going to use some tear and tape. I ran out of my seal. I need to bring some home from my studio, and I didn't have any. So I'm going to use tear and tape here. Just so I get better adhesion on this foil. When you use foil, you can use your green glue, but it takes a long time to dry because this kind of has a glossy finish to it. So it can take a long time to dry. So I've got my tear and tape on there. Just going to burnish it really well. Use your scissors or your trusty take your pick tool. I love this attachment. I call it my dental tool. It comes in the take your pick add-on kit. It's one of the tips that comes with it, and it's my favorite. It's my go-to. All right, so we just want to make sure they're lined up on the top and bottom so none is peeking out on the top and bottom. That looks good. And then we'll do this one. Okay, so we have that little bit of silver bling there. All right, we need to do some stamping on this piece of Pretty in Pink. I'm gonna need my grid paper, and I'm gonna bring my mat back out here to stamp on. And we are gonna use the little candy dots to make kind of like a fun little whimsical background. So I've got my Melon Mambo ink, and I'm just going to go around the edge. Oh, okay, I already don't like that. Hold on. That was because my shoulder hurt. So I'm going to kind of do some upside down. We're really focusing mainly on the edges though. And you're just going to go all the way around. It's a lot of stamping, but you'll see it's really cute in the end. Make sure I got all the edges covered. Okay, I think that will be good. So we have all those little candy dots. What are these called? They're the ones you use. I can't remember things when I go live. I'm telling you, it's like my brain goes away. The things you would put like around your gingerbread houses and stuff like that. They're chewy. They have sugar on them. Red is my favorite ones. They're usually cinnamon. Oh, we need to trim this down a little bit. I didn't even realize it was a little big. Oh, maybe my card base is wrong. Ah, my card base is wrong. That's the problem. I knew something wasn't right. Something wasn't right. Gumdrops. Yes, thank you. Craftastics to the rescue. Gum drops. The red ones are my favorite. Actually, I like the red ones, and I like the white ones, the kind of clear ones. Those are my two favorite flavors, colors / flavors. Okay, so we have our card base again, which I just cut quick and have hairs on the edge. I need to replace my blade, evidently. Yes, gumdrops. Thank you all for helping me remember the words that won't come out. All right, so this is a real red base, pretty in pink, and then melon mambo. And I know right now the melon mambo looks kind of red. It probably just looks like I used real red, doesn't it? It will, as it dries, get a little better. It'll look more like melon mambo. Okay, so we have that. We are going to add one of these layers here and see how then you have that nice, fun candy border. So we're covering up the center. Okay, there's that. And then we are going to pop this up on dimensionals on the top, the card. So I don't think I told you, I'm using the Gingerbread Man bundle for this card. Although I did add the branching out dies, but this is using the Gingerbread Man. But we're not doing any gingerbread. He's cute, but that's not what I wanted for this. Okay, so you see I have that. Is kind of like my layered card base. All right. We need, hello, Miss Clover. I think I did not have one piece of paper that I needed here. I'm just going to cut a 1-inch strip. Okay. We are going to stamp a sentiment, and we are going to put together some die cuts that I already cut here. And it's going to be so cute. And I'm going to give you a couple tips for how to do that. So the sentiment we're using is the Sugar and Spice and Everything Nice. I'm going to put that on a block, and I'm going to stamp that in the Melon Mambo. It's a little crooked. Flip it over. 2 sides to every paper. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to take my little trimmer, and I'm just going to, you can use your snips or your regular trimmer. I'm just going to cut this just to the end. We're just making a nice little rectangle for our sentiment. Okay. All right, that's all of our stamping. Okay, so I have a few pieces already cut here. So we have this cute little candy cane. And we're going to do a little tedious work to it. We also have a really cute bow. Oops. From the dies here. Let me show you those. So the Gingerbread Man dies are super cute. We're using this this candy cane here. And then we're using this really cute bow. You also have some really cute candy shapes, lollipop shapes, this really cute little coffee cup. Here's the dies for the gumdrops, and then these cute little hat and scarf for the gingerbread man. So cute. But what I have here are some of the pieces cut out from the holes here in white, and then also in that melon mambo. Now to help me, I'm going to use a piece of paper tape. Okay. You can also use press and seal from your kitchen. Okay. But you just want something that has a little bit of stick to it. And we are going to actually place all the little pieces that were cut out. We're going to kind of place them in their respective holes. Okay, so there's that one. And I'm doing some alternating pink and white. So this one goes here. So stick that in its place. And then we've got white. Is this the right one? I think it goes the other way. Okay. There. This goes here. We're almost done. Whoops. And then, oops, I have the wrong bottom piece. Hold on. Let me find the right bottom piece. I have all the little pieces in here. Let's see. Oh, maybe I don't have it. That's probably it. It doesn't look right. The reality is you're not going to see the bottom piece. It's going to be covered up, so I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it. So I don't seem to have the bottom piece here, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be covered up. So I have all those pieces like that. I'm going to take some liquid glue and I'm just going to try to gently give myself, I laid it down on its side, so now. Okay. And I'm going to take this solid one and I'm going to line it up and attach it. And I'm going to kind of let it sit for a minute to let it get nice and adhered. Okay. In the meantime, we're going to put our little bow together. So this little bow has 3 pieces. It has actual top of the bow, the tails of the bow, and then the little knot for this. So I'm just going to use a tiny bit of glue here. You can use glue dots. I find that this worked fine. A little bit of glue. Add that. And then we'll add another tiny bit of glue. And just attach this like so. So then you have that cute little bow. And I just felt like it needed something else. And that's why I pulled in the silver pen. So I took and I kind of just drew to kind of give the appearance of the actual bow shape, the tied part. And then I just kind of did some little artistic little lines on it and dots like that. I'll bring it up closer so you can see what I did. So just a little bit of detail on the bow. Okay, now this should be dry enough. We're going to slowly peel this apart. And we have our cute little layered candy cane. So this is going to go up on our card on dimensionals. And then we're going to add our sentiment. I just love candy canes. I remember a couple of years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, we had this adorable candy cane bundle, and I wish we still had it, and they were bigger candy canes, and you had one that went in each direction, so you could kind of do like the little cross with one going this way and one going that way. This is just a singular one, but it's still super cute. Okay, so our sentiment is going to go down here. It's going to cover, remember I said it didn't matter because I'm going to cover up the bottom. Just going to use some of these edges here. A lot of times I just use whatever dimensionals I have handiest. And since I just ran out of my other ones, these are the handiest and the dandiest. Okay, so that it's going to go like that. And then we need a glue dot for our bow. So I'm just going to press that down on a glue dot and add it there. So I went ahead and I just pulled another piece of petal pink. Oh gosh, look how rough that cut. I do need to change that blade something fierce. But I'm just going to add this pretty and pink layer to the inside. You could stamp it up with the gumdrops as well, again, if you wanted to. I'm not going to on this piece, but you could. And then add another one of the branching out dies just to kind of carry the same shape onto the inside. This is just really bugging me how I need to use a file to clean it up. Anyway, so that's the inside, and there is that card. And because I have the foil and all the different colors, I didn't put any bling on it. I felt like it was enough. So there was my original, so you can see. But you know, I used to not think that you could put pinks and reds together, but it's really cute. And I'm doing it more and more in my olden years. In my olden years. So there is that card, and here is. So do you notice something a little similar about these cards? Totally different cards. They have a very similar layout. So you have this textured kind of detailed matte. This one is embossed. This one is stamped. You have some kind of layered background here. So this has 2 layers. This one has 3 layers, but still, this has 3 layers. You have some kind of colorful image up on dimensionals, and you have a sentiment that goes all the way across. We have this little red piece that peeks out here. I kind of look at this silver as kind of mimicking that peeking out. Yeah. So there are my two fancy but not difficult cards. So here's my big question to you. You know, I always ask you, which one is your favorite? Traditional, the floral, non-traditional with the adorable candy cane and the gumdrops. This one or that one? Drop a comment and let me know which one you like the best. Which one is your favorite? It's a fun color combo, isn't it, Kathy? Charmaine, the bow is super easy. Oh, and I was going to show you because in my little cup, where did I set it down? Oh, in my little cup of things. So candy cane. So we've got some traditional and some non-traditional. I wanted to show you this other bow because I actually have, I think, all the pieces of it cut here. Yeah. To show you this other bow. The cool thing is that you can make yours whichever way you want. If you like the traditional or you like non-traditional. Let me compare this other bow for you guys. This is the bow. I'm going to turn my camera down. The difference between the bow and the gingerbread man to the bow and the Christmas greenery, because if you like bows but you don't like to tie bows, these are a great way to make a bow. So this is that one, okay? This is the one from the other set, and I love it. But I didn't use it on this because I wasn't using that. I'm just trying to lay it together for you to see. So there's the bow from the other one, and I love the shape of the tails, how it really mimics real ribbon. So I love this bow, and I will probably keep this bundle just for this bow because I can think of a million things that I would want this bow on. And so you could totally use that bow on here. I just was sticking to the bow with the gingerbread man. But I do love this one. It's very pretty. So you could do this and use a die cut bow there if you wanted instead of stamping that bow. But I just thought I'd show you guys the difference, especially for those of you that might prefer a die cut bow versus a hand tied bow. So those are my cards for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed them. Don't forget to check out all the new products that launched today. So if you place an order of $50 or more in my online store between now and next Monday, I'm going to send you a kit to make each of these cards, all the paper. You will need your own stamps and inks, but I will send you the card bases, the layers, any of the things that I can do for you. But you will need the stamps to be able to do the stamping as well as here. But you'll have all the rest of the pieces. So I'll send you a kit to make those two cards with any order of $50 or more. You'll want to make sure you check out all the awesome online exclusives that just launched, as well as the kits, the new kits that I showed you, and the other kits. It's a great time to go ahead and add kits to your order for the holidays. So make sure that you add a kit to your shopping cart when you're shopping for someone for a gift. They make awesome gifts, and they're really easy to package up. So they're easy to wrap if you want to wrap them with just wrapping paper, but they also look really cute. The boxes are super cute. Do I have one here? The boxes are super cute. So like for instance, this, okay, you could totally take and just put a bow, wrap a ribbon and put a big bow on it It's so cute. You don't even really have to wrap it up. I wouldn't. I would like it just like that. So you could stick a bow on there if you want to cover the Stampin' Up! Logo. You don't have to, but you could just take some twine and wrap around it. I think that would be a super fun way to package up your kits as a gift. All right, friends, thank you so much. I will not be live next Tuesday because I will be at Stampin' Up! Backstage in Las Vegas. But as I did last week, I shared a fun video for you guys to watch, and I will schedule something to share with you guys next week as well. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Have a great night. Bye.